Alright, we're here about to go in. The Liberty Bells, Liberty Loving Bells are going into the Stanley County Public Library to make sure that they don't have any inappropriate books for children up here on the shelves. So we'll give you an update and see what we find. Here's my other Liberty Bell. Hi, here we go. Transgender. Well, we gotta go. But they shouldn't be in here. This definitely should not be in this library for children. Okay, Liberty Bells, Liberty Loving Bells are at it again. We're at Baden Library. We have our little list of books that we're gonna look at for, see if they're pushing LGBT, whatever, ABC, EFG in our public libraries in the children's section. Sorry, my phone really sucks with two people. But we're going in, we'll see what we can find. Hopefully we don't find anything. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, we're back at the Albemarle, North Carolina Public Library. We found some books last time. We were a little bit disappointed that we actually found some in the children's section. We weren't very organized when we got here the first time and knew exactly how the library worked. So we're going back now that we have authors and names and stuff written down. We have a list, so we're going back in. You got anything to say?
We're gonna find these books.
Hopefully we won't find any more, but we're gonna go and see. All the libraries. Yeah. Where would their search be? I don't know.
Or like ether inhaling shit.
Yeah, was it there?
Yeah, it was
Did you
there.
get it?
I got it.
Okay. Well, we just found one more video. I Am Jazz and Pride Parade, June. What is it?
On this day in June.
On this day in June. Still on the shelves here in Albemarle, North Carolina. And we got a...
Curious George Takes the Job is about huffing drugs.
Yeah, so that's on the shelf in the children's section. We're going... So we're in Locust, North Carolina now at the public library. We're going to go in and see if they have any inappropriate children's books on the shelves and see what we find. Hopefully nothing, but we'll let you know. Madeline B. Eford, the founder of Locust Public Library. Okay, here we are leaving the Locust Library. We didn't find a thing in here inappropriate for children. Great library. We're so proud of them.
So proud.
Awesome. Yep. Liberty Bells on the scene, going into Norwood Library, hoping that we do not find any inappropriate children's books. If we do, we are going to be bringing it up at the county commissioner's office to the county commission and ask them why these are in our public library in the children's section for children to check out. Can't do this. Save our children. Okay, we're gonna walk up to the library because it's very pretty. Very colorful with cute little books painted on the outside. Alright, we're gonna go in. Okay, so we're leaving the Norwood Library. Museum and Visitor Center is a very cute little building. We'll video it while we're standing out here. We didn't find really inappropriate children's books, but we did find what was it? An Islamic book on teaching you how to be. That was in the juvenile section of the library, and the only thing I really found in the children's section was about teaching democracy to young children, but I don't know, I'll have to look that book up and see. So we'll see. We're off to Oakboro now to see how that goes there. We already know that there's supposedly an inappropriate book there, but this lady just told me that you can check out a book at any one of the libraries and then take it back to any one of the libraries. So these inappropriate books, just because they're not at this library, doesn't mean that they can't end up on the shelves in these libraries, the other ones that we haven't found yet. So we're on to Oakboro. Hopefully we won't find anything there. Okay, here we are. We're at Oakboro Library. We're going to go in and see if we find any inappropriate books. Let you know. We got our list. Two pages. Inappropriate children's book that should not be in public libraries in the children's section or the juvenile section, I think, for that matter. All right, here we go. All right, recording started. Okay, this is our first time doing a recording on StreamYard, but we are the Liberty Love and Bales, and we have visited all of the libraries in Stanley County, and unfortunately we found a few books that were banned other than in one library, and that was the Locust Library. That was a very nice built, very pretty library on the inside, so it was worth visiting. The ladies there were very nice. There was no inappropriate books there, so that was a good thing for Locust. Unfortunately, in Albemarle we found I Am Jazzed, about transgender, a little boy that wants to be a little girl. The doctors come in and talk to the parents about them being a transgender, and I think she's around 5-6 years old. Just don't really think this should be on the books at the library, especially in the children's section of the library.
Right.
Also, there was this day in June, and that's all about the Pride Parade and transgender, bisexual, gay, all the alphabet letters that they want to go through. So that was in the children's section on the shelf too. And so we went there twice, and it was there both times. We went to Baden, and that has Tango Mix 3, which is about 2 boy penguins that fall in love, and they think that they can sit on rocks and make a baby or whatever. And some man in the book goes and apparently takes an egg from another penguin and takes it and puts it under the 2 male penguins and lets them sit on it and think that they literally have a baby, which we all know 2 men cannot have babies. It doesn't work that way, no matter what you want to say, call yourself, or anything like that. 2 men cannot have a baby. And they just took this baby away from somebody else in the book. But the pictures are cute, and it attracts children to them. And if
parents aren't paying attention to what their kids are reading. This is part of the problem of them being on the children's shelf, because you think that people will go through and not put these kind of books in our libraries, especially in the children's section. But they are. So moving on, we went to Norwood, and Norwood had a Curious George book called, what is it called?
Curious George takes a job.
Yeah, he takes a job, and then something about him.
I guess he gets hurt or something, and he talks about sniffing ether.
To make him feel
Huffing
better.
ether.
Flies.
Yeah, some weird stuff like that. Not appropriate at all for children.
So Curious George has went bad. And also, there was an Islam book in Norwood that we found, and that was in the juvenile section, teaching the juveniles how to start being Islam and religion, and all about the mosque and the Quran and things like that. And personally, I think that's inappropriate books for juveniles to be reading in America. And so we also went to Oakboro, and we found the Curious George book there too, about enticing drugs, is what they say. So that was what we found, and we're gonna go to the city council meeting in a couple weeks and ask them why these books are on the shelf and see what we can work out to get them removed. Because the thing about the whole situation is even if it's not at the Locust Library and there's nothing, the Curious George is at Oakboro or whatever, the transgender books and the books on teaching how to be gay can get into those other libraries. All somebody has to do is check them out in one library and then return them to a different library. And so that needs to be addressed, and we need to quit trying to groom these children. All right. So that was our trip to Stanley County. We'll be doing more, and we will definitely post a video of what happens at the county commission meeting. Would you like to say anything about the books or anything we found?
No, they shouldn't be on children's section. They just shouldn't be in the children's section or trying to teach children about, sexuality or what they want to be sexually when they grow up. And
yeah, that just doesn't need to be any kind of conversation for
a child.
Yeah. So if you want to mutilate yourself, wait till you're 18 and you're a little bit more mature.
Even then, they're not really mature at 18, so they still shouldn't be able to be making those choices at that young age either. I think you should at least have to be an adult, like 21. You have to be 21 to drink. You have to be 21 to smoke. To mutilate your body, you should have to be 21 too.
Okay.
Just saying.
I'm with you. I'm all about loving what God gave me, so I like being a girl.
I like being a girl.
So anyway, I wanted to add, I got a statement from the Stanley County Public Library Safe Child Policy before we were doing this. So they welcome children of all ages to utilize their materials and services, and they encourage the use of the library by children and parents together, especially as children are introduced to the services the library can provide. So they want to make sure that all there's child safety, but that's not child safety when you're teaching children how to be something that they're not.
Right.
So we'll decide it later in life. Leave our children alone. Quit mutilating your children, parent.
We're out.
We're out.
Peace. we didn't jump out like you wanted